Hey everybody, happy Monday. Sorry this video is going up a little late today, but I got something special here for you. If you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, I posted a little thing asking for questions for a Q&A, and a lot of you answered, so I'm going to try and go through some of those questions and see what we can get out of it. Question number 1 is from Avery. What is your spirit animal / object? My spirit animal would probably be something like a wolf. I love wolves. They're so pretty and majestic and beautiful, and they're also this very tight unit. They're like a family. The old wolves actually lead the pack, and out in front, the strongest wolf is at the very back, so they can watch out for any predators and make sure that the entire pack is taken care of. Every single wolf in the pack is taken care of, and that's how I kind of view everyone else in my life and all my friends and things like that. It's like, you know, you take care of each other, and that's how it works. So I don't know. I really like wolves. Next up, we've got Llama Queen. What was your favorite character to cosplay? And you know, I actually put a lot of thought into this, and you know, even though the costume wasn't that comfortable, I really enjoyed cosplaying Winter Soldier. It was just such a cool character to cosplay. You know, he was kind of dark, but you knew he was a good guy deep down and just didn't know it. It was fun to play out that character and be able to interact with so many different characters. You know, everyone was cosplaying from Marvel, so there was always some sort of little interaction that I could get. To top it all off, he just looks so freaking cool. He's like my favorite character. Winter Soldier, I think, is my favorite Marvel movie still. It's amazing. It's such a good movie overall, even in addition to being part of the Marvel franchise. All right, a lot of favorite questions here. This one comes from Amanda. Who is your favorite My Hero Academia character? What quirk do you think you would have if you were in that universe? I honestly love Uraka, and I think you would have the Sugar Rush quirk. You know what? That's fair. I probably would have the Sugar Rush quirk if I don't have it already. Maybe I just have a really dumbed down version of it. So who is my favorite My Hero character? Well, you know, I really like Todoroki. If you don't know Todoroki, he's got fire and ice powers. It's really, really great. It's so much fun to watch him do it. And you know he's like the most powerful out of all of them. I can't think of anyone else's powers that beat his. Everyone like kind of knows it, but they're kind of like, I'm still trying to be the best, even though this guy is super overpowered. I really like him, and I like his backstory. And from Alyssa Marie, we have, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? There's 2 places. I really want to go to Tokyo, because I think I would love it there, and I think it would fit in very well. Well, sort of fit in. I'm very tall, and I'm very pale, and I have silver hair, so I might definitely stick out. But I feel like, you know, the environment as a whole would be great for my ADHD, because there's just so much going on. I'd just be like this the whole time. Oh. I would go to Tokyo or New Zealand, just because it's beautiful, and it's kind of the opposite of Tokyo. Tokyo is like, you know, dense city, lots of people, and New Zealand is just beautiful countryside. You know, I want to do Lord of the Rings stuff pretty much. You know, I want to go visit huge fields and see mountains and hike. I like that too. I like the best of both worlds, kind of. Now from Jonathan, if you're going into the Oasis for the first time, would you choose an existing character or make your own avatar? If you choose an existing character, who would you be and why? So I'll do both. Now, because I would definitely make my own. Like, I would want to be unique. I wouldn't want to copy somebody else's design, really. I want to do my own thing. I mean, I would make my own character. I would make, you know, the white-haired, you know, kind of cool-looking dude, leather jacket, that whole deal. If I had to choose an existing character, oof, that's kind of tough. I feel like I would still go white hair because I would go with, like, Dante from Devil May Cry. He's super cool. He's a super cool character. He's got really cool abilities. He's got really cool weapons. He dresses awesome. And I'm also going to be cosplaying him very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. And now from Maya, do you want to have a doggo? Is that a real question? Of course I want to have a doggo. I live in LA though, so it's very hard for me to get a doggo. And I'm always like doing stuff and busy, and I wouldn't be able to give the dog the attention that it deserves. And that would make me sad. I don't know. I would have so much love to give a puppy or doggo, and I wouldn't be able to. So once I'm, like, I do plan to leave LA one day. So when I do, I will be getting a dog for sure. if not several dogs. To go to the next inevitable question, part of that, what kind of dog would I get? I would probably get a Great Pyrenees or a Golden Retriever. I love the aesthetic of Huskies, but I hate the cold, and I know that they thrive in cold, so I probably wouldn't get a Husky. But I do like that size of dog, the medium-sized dog, which is great. Great Pyrenees are a little bit bigger, but they're so fluffy and cute. From Alyssa, who is your favorite Harry Potter character of all time? Easy, Sirius Black. Best character, hands down, in all of Harry Potter. Sirius Black is the best. He used a gun. He was like, yeah, I got magic, stop this bullet. Like, obviously he didn't do that in the movies, but in the books, he used a gun. That's freaking badass. What a cool character. He went to prison in Azkaban, broke out, came back just to help Harry, his godson, the child of one of his best friends. I'm like, what a badass. What an awesome character. Come on. I was so mad and sad when he died. Spoilers. Does it count as spoilers? It's been, okay, no spoiler alert on this. It's been way too long. If you haven't read the books by now, shame on you. From Kathy Park, if I could voice an anime or game character, who would it be and why? Ooh, anime or game character. Jeez, that's a good one. I mean, this is a tough one because I know a lot of people are like, Link isn't supposed to talk, but he does talk. He talks in every game. You know, people are like, what's your name? And then it cuts to him, and then it cuts back, and he's like, Link, nice to meet you. He talks. He talks in every game. He just doesn't have a voice because the game creators wanted you to use your own. So if they did ever decide, hey, we want Link to have a voice this game, Nintendo, hit me up. I'll go to conventions and cosplay and do voice panel. Please, please. I will do whatever you want. I will voice Link. Okay, Link wins. Now from Hi, I'm Julia, okay, bye. What's a hobby you've always wanted to do but haven't done it yet? I really want to get my helicopter license. I've wanted to do that for probably 15 years. I've really wanted to do it, and I don't know why exactly. It's just something about, like, you know, the helicopter, how it flies, the mechanics of it. It really intrigued me from like a technical aspect as a kid. So it's probably been more than 15 years. But yeah, I want to get my pilot's license and I want to get my helicopter license, but especially my helicopter license. If I ever have the time/resources, I really want to get my pilot's license for helicopters and planes. From K-pop Gamer Aesthetic, nice name. What was your favorite subject in school? And I'm going to give you two different classes. The first one I really loved was math. And I was really good at math, and I loved figuring it out because it was almost like a puzzle. And I love puzzles. So there was that aspect of it. And also, the teacher couldn't argue with me if I was correct. They were like, you can't, you know, in English, when you write a paper, they can be like, well, I didn't like this paragraph on this. I didn't think you had the right opinion, so I'm going to give you a B+ instead of an A. And it's like, how freaking dare you? No, with math, can't do that crap because there's an answer. It's one number. That's the only way it can be, unless you go into like the advanced crazy math and it's like theoretical mathematics and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I don't do that. I'm talking about like more of the simple stuff. It's like, no, you get the right answer or you don't. And I really liked that because, you know, I didn't like getting a different grade just because someone's opinion varied from mine. So that's one of the reasons I really loved math. And obviously, like history, it's like, you know, what year did this happen? That's a pretty set answer. But there's that. And then, you know I mentioned it, but I really loved writing. So English class was fun for me because I loved reading books and I loved writing. I'm mostly a fiction writer. You know, and I love reading fiction the most. You know, I do read some nonfiction, but mostly it's fiction because you know, we know what's going on in the world around us for the most part, but I love seeing what other people's imagination can do. I love it so much. It makes me so happy to be like, this person literally created this entire world in their mind, and they put so much passion into it. Fiction really kind of drives technology almost. You know, obviously there's fantasy books in that realm and stuff too, but if you think about sci-fi stuff, just as an example, sci-fi books, sci-fi movies have literally inspired people to make the technologies that they see on screen or read about in a book. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, you know, the creative people who are like, this would be really cool, literally inspire the people who make things to make them. Or leaps in technology a lot of times come from people who are inspired by their favorite fiction. And I just think that is so cool. If you read Ender's Game, they talked about emails and chat rooms before the internet was even a thing. Like, it's so crazy to me, but it's so cool. Loves fairy tale. I do like fairy tale. Could you give some of your top tips for first-timers going to conventions, cosplaying and not cosplaying? Drink lots of water, first off. Drink lots of water. Make sure you eat, because I know I am personally bad about that at conventions. I'll get out of the convention after, you know, being there for like 8 hours, and I'm just like, oh, I'm dizzy. I need food. Oh, this is a bad plan. Make sure you eat. It is very important. It is very important that you drink water, because the last thing you want to do in your nice cosplay is fall over and pass out and destroy everything you've worked months on to build. Now, not cosplaying, you know, first-time tips. Don't spend too much money, because then the next time you go to a convention, you're going to feel like you have to spend that much money. So just look. Like, if you're going for multiple days, like, look for the first 2 days, and then on the third day, buy stuff. Also, on the third day, a lot of stores don't want to take back all their products, so you'll see a lot more deals happening on the last day. Glenn Pack, hey Wes, have you ever done Leon Resident Evil series cosplay before? And yes, indeed I have. I've actually cosplayed Leon twice already, and I'm planning to do a third time. I've cosplayed Leon from Resident Evil 4 and from Resident Evil 6. And I plan to do Resident Evil 2. Leon is just so cool. He starts off as this lone cop going through, you know, the police station in Raccoon City trying to get out, and then jump to Resident Evil 4. He's this freaking kung fu badass, dodging lasers, jumping over stuff, killing zombies. He's awesome. He's my favorite character, and Resident Evil 4 is by far still my favorite Resident Evil. Lily Ruiz, 23, asks, would you rather be in a zombie apocalypse or an alien apocalypse? That is indeed an easy question there, Lily. I would 100% rather be in a zombie apocalypse. So I want you to look at two movies. I want you to look at Shaun of the Dead, and I want you to look at War of the Worlds. Now, all of the people in Shaun of the Dead probably should have died. Like, they were not good at surviving. It was a comedy, obviously, but they did do a lot of zombie stuff. You know, zombie things happened. People died. People got eaten. People were turned into zombies. Now, I feel like in that scenario, people with logical senses probably would have made it out and been fine once they realized that zombies were happening. That's the scary part about the zombie apocalypse, right? You don't, like, until it's like full on, no one knows what's going on. And then you look at War of the Worlds. That's horrifying. We were so screwed. If they just had taken like the most basic step of being like, hey, this bacteria and these viruses, they'll probably kill us. Oh yeah, we should probably figure something out about that. If they had just taken that one small step, the entire world would have been destroyed and terraformed into whatever planet that they wanted. We would have lost. Did you see that technology? We literally couldn't do anything to them. They like nuked them and stuff, and nothing happened. If you take anything else from that movie, other than we would be so screwed in an alien invasion, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We would be so screwed in an alien invasion. I don't care how many guns, nukes, planes, any of that. If all they need is like some sort of shielding, that nothing works, we're toast. Aliens out there, please be benevolent and nice, and give us technology that will help us avoid wars in the future. Glenn You Win asks, what is your definition of success? Wow, that's actually a really deep question. My definition of success. I feel like I will know I've succeeded when I have the ability to, have a house in a good place and have a family. Like, be able to support a family so that we can be happy and I don't necessarily have to spend all of my time working. I really want to be a good dad, and that means being there a lot of the time. So, seeing my kids for 2 hours a day before going to sleep, that doesn't really qualify for me as, good dad sort of thing. I want to actually be there. I want to be a good, positive influence in my kids' lives. I want to find somebody that, truly works with me and then start a family. And then on top of that, I want to be able to help others. I don't want to just have enough resources to help myself and my family. I want to be able to do stuff to make other people's lives better. So my definition of success is definitely one where I have enough resources to help myself and others. And it takes a long time to get there, so I'm still working on it. Silky Salamander asks, would you ever grow a beard? Well, I'm trying a little bit, but I don't know if I can actually grow a beard. There's like a spot in here where hair doesn't grow, and there's a spot in here where it doesn't grow. So I think if I grew a beard, it would just look a little awkward. But maybe. If I were doing a character, then sure, I'll grow a beard. If I do Witcher again, maybe I'll grow a beard and just spray paint it silver or something. I don't know. Prisma Magical asks, would you ever consider cosplaying someone from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? And the answer is, I've thought about it already. So yes, Damien and I are actually talking about cosplaying two of the characters. So stay tuned for that, maybe in the future. I still want to talk to him about it, and I still want to do it. So convince Damien, tweet at him, message him on Instagram and stuff, and be like, hey Damien, you should cosplay JoJo with Wes. You should do it, do it, do it, do it. Is that creepy? Couldn't tell. But anyway, tell Damien to do it, because I'm still down. Alyssa Brianne 0898 asks, how hard was it when you moved to LA, adjusting, not being near family, etc.? And the answer is, it was actually pretty easy. So at first, it was kind of tough. I left a ton of my stuff behind, and I didn't really have anything when I moved out, and it was tough because right when I moved out to LA, the writer's strike had hit, and I was working production and things. So finding work was very tough. It was very, very hard. And I got very stressed out because I started burning through all the money I'd saved to move out here. Man, I'm on my own. It's my first time being on my own, but I loved it. I really enjoyed the independence that came from it. Now, I did really stupid things. When I got my first paycheck, I bought a sword. That's a very me thing to do. I also, when I went to the store, I bought a bunch of crap. I bought like junk food. I bought like Eggo waffles, and I ended up running out of money, and I had to eat Eggo waffles for a week. Like literally all I had for that week was Eggo waffles. It was bad. It was not a good week. And I think I had popsicles too, maybe. But yeah. So when you're on your own and you get that first paycheck, save it a little bit. Don't buy a sword. I'd still have the sword. It's really cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really cool to have like a legit katana. It's very cool. But not a smart purchase. So Ron Brand Panda asks, would you consider playing Secret Hitler on your channel? Because that'd be awesome. Well, of course it'd be awesome. It'd have me in it. Hello everyone, I'm back. But yes, of course we're going to play Secret Hitler on the channel eventually. It requires a lot of setup, and it requires a lot of people because, I'm sorry, but we're not playing with 5 or 6 people. We're playing with 7, 8, 9 or 10 people. We are going all over this shenanigans. We are going all out. And we're going to play the game, okay? So yes, we will eventually play Secret Hitler, but I need a setup because, when we did the board game at Lasercorn's house in its kitchen, the aesthetic was a little off for that for me. I needed it to be a little prettier. Not that your kitchen isn't pretty, Lasercorn. It's just not for board games. And then I got an interesting question from Sherlock K. Watson. And it was, what's my opinion on the LGBT community? And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean, what is my opinion? My official opinion is I don't really have one because, I don't know, the people do whatever, people can do what they want. Like, as long as they're not negatively affecting someone else directly, people can do whatever they want. Like, I don't know. I don't see the other side of this. I don't feel like there should be an opinion on it. They're just people trying to live their lives. I guess that's my official stance. It's like, why do you care what people are doing? I'm sorry, but they're people and they live their lives. Leave them alone. Judging people based on who they're attracted to, it's stupid. Judging people on who they identify themselves as is stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but it's dumb. Like, people should be allowed to live their lives. That's my official opinion. And then plumper.do says, this isn't a question, but I hope you have a good week. Thank you. I kind of needed that. That makes me happy. So thank you very much, Plumper, for that. Yeah, so you made me smile. So you get featured. You got Logan Estelle. How did you start getting into cosplaying? Well, I talked about cosplay a little bit already in this video, but how did I get started? So when I was younger, Final Fantasy VIII came out, and it was my favorite game. I played that game so many times. I loved Squall. Renoa was my first video game crush. The graphics in that game for the time looked so beautiful and unique, and I just loved the game. So for Halloween one year, I convinced my mom to help me make a Squall costume, and I made a gun blade and all this sort of stuff. And that was my first cosplay, but I didn't know what cosplay was. Fast forward to when I was like 22, 23. I met someone on set of a crappy sci-fi movie. It wasn't like Sci-Fi Channel, but it was just like, it was something silly. And she was a makeup artist, and she was super, super nice. She was very kind to me. We started talking, and I'd mentioned that I'd cosplayed before, and and she was like, "Oh, that's cool. Do you cosplay a lot?" And I was like, "No, I went to a convention, and I didn't know anything about conventions, so I thought I had to wear a costume, so I wore a costume, and it was a lot of fun, and I really want to keep doing it." And she was like, "Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I've done cosplay too." And she pulls out her phone and shows me her Princess Zelda, and it's like the most ridiculously intricate freaking costume I've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, you've cosplayed before. Like, completely downplaying that she was like a famous cosplayer. I'm like, come on. But yeah, no, it was fun because through her I met Sarah over at the Zelda Project, and and here I am now. I get to cosplay, and I get to work with these fantastic human beings that I got to meet. And all of my friends who are in this community are just so nice and genuine people, and they don't do it because they want to be popular. They do it because they genuinely love it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed reading all your questions and answering some of them, and I wanted to let you guys know that very soon I'm going to be starting a Patreon to support the channel, because it does take a lot of time, energy, and work to keep this channel going, and I want to start posting more videos every week. And in order to do that, I'm going to need some support. So I'm going to be starting a Patreon, guys, and I want to know what you guys would want as rewards for each tier. Give me some ideas. Throw some out there. Like, what would you guys want to see? Do you guys want t-shirts? Do you guys want cosplay prints? What would you want? Do you want featured in videos? I'm going to have a tier where no matter what, during my Q&A video, the people in that tier have their questions answered. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm starting to lose my voice somehow, but I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!